Welcome to Living in Beauty. It's Sunday, October 27th, 2019, day 1196 on the road, and we're in southern Michigan. Last Tuesday in Ontario, we reluctantly turned south for the winter. This warm weather can't hold out much longer, and we don't want to get caught with our stabilizers down in a blizzard. So we're bidding farewell to the northern states that we saw for the first time. And now we're moving down to the Midwest, sighing the names of places we love. Mystic, Booth Bay, Rockport, Ipswich, Newport, Ashwelot, Tupper Lake, Youngstown, Longueuil, and Acadia, Acadia, Acadia. There are many Acadias. Acadia the beautiful, Acadia the historic, Acadia the maritime paradise, and Acadia, the tourist haven. Those who call it a tourist trap have probably only paid it a weekend visit or less. I mean, this park has over 3.5 million visitors a year. Figure the math and stay away from Bar Harbor and the bus routes on the weekends. Even with the cruise ship traffic, we never felt the crowd crush we've heard others complain about. From Booth Bay to Acadia is about a 120-mile drive. We left early and stopped for breakfast in Waldoboro. And what an honor it was to be served by Pam on the morning of her retirement day after 40 years of service at Moody's Diner. Locals were lined up outside the door to sit in her section on her last day. Lucky us to take part in the celebration. As we continued on U.S. Highway 1, we gradually began to notice a change in the landscape. The usual oaks and maples were replaced by thin pine and spruce, clinging for dear life to the crumbling granite bluffs. What's this? I expected to see a rich boreal forest. My mistake. They don't call it Mount Desert Island for nothing. My imagination was probably informed by the painters of the Hudson River School in the 1850s, who were known to make up for the tree deficit by inserting a non-indigenous, stately specimen wherever it suited the composition. This 47,000-acre national park is several educations in itself. It would be silly to declare that we experienced Acadia. That alone would take at least a year. But in 12 short days, we picked up a few basic tips. 1. Upload the trail maps before you go so you don't have to buy the paper park map. I was scolded by a ranger at the visitor center for photographing the map and had to delete the image. We'd pay for a digital map if they had one. Geez, whatever happened to save a tree? 2. Keep the map with you at all times to avoid the bus routes on the weekend. 3. The best things about Acadia are not on the paper park map. It's too complex. All the $5 maps in the visitor center couldn't get our heads wrapped around Acadia National Park. It's a big place with a big story, beginning with the continental glaciers that formed this paradise a few million years ago. The Wabanaki, the people of the Dawnland, dwelt there for 12,000 years before the Acadians arrived in the 1600s. These war-weary people, just looking for a little peace, cultivated this French Bohemian enclave. So, of course, it attracted artists. Really, really good ones from the Hudson River School. These painters of landscapes introduced Mount Desert Island to their patrons and clients, and before long, the upper classes had carved out a comfortable retreat where their families could escape the anxieties of wealth. Eventually, out of both altruism and the management of conservation through the public trust, they passed it on to us. Desert Island, more than almost any place we've been, summoned us to just relax and be at peace. Everywhere, we observed people under the island spell, grounded in a particular spot, eyes fixed, lost in thought. Stillness is a travel skill we have yet to master, and Acadia National Park is the perfect place to hone the art of dolce far niente, the sweetness of doing nothing. Anyone at any level of fitness can navigate through this park and find a perfect spot to call their own, Just please, please don't fall off of it. But this living in beauty cottywomple isn't about relaxing. When, on occasion, we attempt to exercise our capacity for leisure, the old working-class DNA hits the wall in under 20 minutes. We envy those who can sit sphinx-like in a sand chair, staring out into the blue for hours. Is relaxing a gift, a skill, an art form? We don't know. It's simply not in our wheelhouse to recline with a book in a hammock, nibble an apple, listen to an opera. It's gonna change someday, but in 3.5 years of camping, we still don't own a hammock. But yeah, we're starting to catch on to this coastal Maine layback life. Sure, let's do it. The breakfasts at outdoor cafes, and then a mid-morning carriage trail ride to Jordan Pond House for an afternoon nosh of popovers and delicious cold beverages. And oh, the pond days, the beach days, the kayaking days, and the sunsets on Cadillac Mountain. And don't forget the nightlife, darling. The pubs, the chowder, the blueberry muffins, the whoopie pies, the fresh seafood markets. But you know what the best thing was that isn't on the paper map? Just walking around and taking note of things. Thanks to the founders who rescued this place from the exploitation of probably most of their friends, Acadia's simple pleasures are for all, if you can get in. It's tough to score digs, but thanks to the National Park Service, you don't have to be a millionaire to do it. Making reservations something we really don't like to do 4 months in advance, we managed to secure 4 nights at Blackwoods Campground and an additional 8 nights at Seawall. Dry camping only, no showers or hot water, bad cell service at Seawall. And now the sites were large, but way too shady to charge our batteries with solar, so we had to depend on the generator. That was a bummer because we missed out on a lot of hiking and Bar Harbor while hanging out at the campsite during generator hours. Next time, we might try to reserve one of the private campgrounds in Acadia. But the silver lining was getting acquainted with both sides of the park. Blackwoods is close to the action and nightlife of Bar Harbor, and Seawall, 23 miles southwest, is the no-nonsense chill zone. Bar Harbor has a long history of hospitality and resort atmosphere. Even the locals are excellent concierge, never too busy to help and happy to share valuable information. The town even has a free chauffeur. Regular bus routes stop at all of the major sites and trailheads. Even the hour drive from Bangor Airport to Bar Harbor is virtually free during peak season on the Island Explorer. I file every place we visit under, I want to live here for the rest of my life. I want to live here for a year. I want to visit again. I want to visit again very, very soon. Acadia belongs in my someday file. Someday we'll go back. It's a supportive place to recreate when we might need more help someday. Jim says I worry too much, but I think visualizing our future is empowering. Of course, anything could happen, but if someday we are so blessed to live so long that we have to hang up the hiking poles and throw the $5 paper trail map in the recycle bin because our knees have called it quits, then we shall take passage to Acadia and assign ourselves to freshly painted Adirondack chairs placed side by side on a shaded deck overlooking the harbor. There we shall spend our days observing sailboats as they tack this way and that on the soft, breezy afternoon tide. And from time to time we shall sigh, "Ah, Acadia, Acadia, Acadia." Thank you for joining us at Living in Beauty. If you like this post and want to be notified when a new one is released, please enter your email address and click the follow button at the bottom of this page. For more info, check out our travel maps and facts. Okay, that's it for now. Safe travels, happy Halloween, and see you next time.